Good morning. Um, yes, I'm wearing the same shirt as I did yesterday, and it's not because I plan on wearing it again today. It's just because I didn't take it off. I slept in the shirt, and I have not gotten ready yet today. Actually, speaking of that, I think I'm gonna come out with my own line of like Corona clothing line because, you know, before coronavirus, we had like exercise wear and work wear and evening wear and like nighttime wear, and now like I think I could come out with this line of all day wear, like, because that's what I'm doing. I've got the Henley shirt and the yoga pants, and it's all day wear. So look for that coming out soon. Molly Jones's NFC Corona clothing line. I don't know. So anyway, yes, same clothes. Sorry about that. Don't judge me. You're doing the same thing. So today I'm going to be a little bit different than I may have been in the past. We've done some that have been kind of funny and, perk up your spirits. I mean, come on, they were kind of funny, right? Just a little funny. My kids didn't think so, but hopefully you did. So Sundays I usually get pretty reflective, like if I'm out on my walk or I'm sitting in my backyard, and I get very reflective. And so just start thinking about you guys, and this is like day 19, and I've been vulnerable and naked faced and that kind of thing to a certain degree, and I thought, you know what, I probably need to like tell you guys a little bit more about my story, because I've referenced my complicated faith, and I thought, you know what, let me just kind of explain what that means, and maybe it will help you guys understand why I am the way that I am in the midst of these circumstances and this crisis. Or maybe you'll be like, okay, click, I'm done with her, whichever is fine. And it'll probably be longer than it's supposed to be because it's already been 2 minutes and I haven't even started yet. So anyway, so complicated faith. So I have kind of grown up in the church, like my entire life, like not just like been in the church and attended church, like I was like in the inner workings of the church where decisions were made, and like the epicenter of the church. And so the foundation of who I was growing up, and even now, like the majority of my life, I was a foundation of who I was, and it even was more than just my belief system. It was like my identity. I mean, preacher's kid, preacher's grandkid, did the Bible college thing, married the pastor. Like I was like interwoven in the workings of the church. And so again, that was like the foundation of who I was and how I saw myself. And so several years ago, in the midst of, a separation and a divorce and like lots of things that were going on in my life that were like really, really difficult, and it was a struggle, and I was like I was really mad at God and questioning God, and my church was going through a messy season as well. And there's people are tough on the church because they expect the church to be different than we allow people to be, which is stupid because the church is people, and people make poor choices, and they have seasons where they're not at their best. And this was a season the church really wasn't at its best, and I needed it to be for me and my family at that time, because we were lonely, we were hurting. And so it was really rocky time in my family. And so I say that to say that, it rocked me to my core, like my foundational belief system, because of all the things that were happening in my life and in the lives of those around me, and in my church. It really it rocked the foundational belief system that I had. And because I was no longer a pastor's wife, it really stripped away the foundational identity that I had. So I was really during this time left with just completely being stripped of everything that was secure to me. And I was ticked. Like I thought, you know what, God, this is where we are right now. And if you want me to believe in you, if you want me, then you're gonna have to come chase me down, because I'm kind of done right now. I'm pretty bitter, and you and I are not on good terms at the moment. So I did. I'm like, you know what? Come find me. We're going to start from scratch here, because I don't necessarily 100% believe that you're who you say you are, or that you even exist. So I had to like go way, way back down and strip it way down and go, okay, do I believe in God? right there. Like, that's the starting point. Do I believe in God? And then, like, why do I believe that? It's not like just a feeling that, I was raised that way, but like cognitively, why do I believe that? Why do I think that? Circumstantially, like evidence, like all of those things. And then I would build from there. Like, if there is a God, then who is he? Like, who is he to me? Like, who is God? And then I just kind of foundationally built on that, and just kind of, and it took a long time. And there's some things that I'm not, I don't know the answers to. Like, I used to think I knew all of those answers, but I don't. I don't know necessarily where I completely stand with all of Scripture. But the one thing that was a turning point for me in it all, because I struggled for a really long time, was when I got to Jesus and the Gospels. Like, I believed that he was a man. I believed, all of these different historical things about him. But did I believe that who he was, who he said he was? Did I believe that, God sent him to die on a cross and the man rose from the dead? And that's kind of a tricky thing, because everything kind of hinges on that. So I was reading through different parts of the Bible, and I got to the point where I thought, you know what? I love what he wants the world to be. Like, I love what Jesus brings to the table. This idea of having hope and peace and unconditional love and contentment and gratitude in a world where things are kind of falling apart, that is what he wants for us. And it's not based on like a behavioral chart or a hierarchy of who deserves it and who doesn't deserve it. Like, that is like obliterated with him. And I loved that. I thought, you know what? I hope that this is true. I hope that what Jesus was bringing to the world, and what the gospel of Jesus, not necessarily the church, and because I think the church screws it up a lot. Been a part of it, was one of the people who did. But what he brings to the table, I hope that is true. And so that's where I kind of turned the table and went, okay, like my faith is complicated, but my hope is in that. What he wants it to be like, what he wants us to act like, my hope is there. I may not understand it all. I may not have all of the answers, but that's what I hope is real. And so that's where all my chips are going. That's where I'm putting all my chips. So I just want you guys to know that when I say the stuff that I say, and I bring the encouragement that I have, or the hope, or that, it comes from that kind of place, a place of brokenness, and a place of hope, and a place of not knowing all the answers, but hoping that this is the answer. And you can do what you want with it, and this video is way too long for the advisable viewing time of an audience, but that's me. If you made it to the end, that's who I am. And I hope you guys have a really good day, and stay healthy.